The G20 Summit in Rome has concluded. Italian Prime Minister Mario Draghi, who hosted the summit, said it was a great achievement, while Union Secretary General Antonio Guterres left Rome disappointed. The G20 Summit in Rome, which was led by the US but not directly attended by China and Russia, seemed fruitful, but actually there were many cracks. The outcome of the Rome Summit was a 20-page joint declaration, covering more than 50 issues, including epidemic prevention and control and climate change. It looks as if the summit's outcomes are particularly fruitful. But in fact, there is no rigid constraint mechanism for tracking execution on almost any issue. Its broad list of proposed issues is devoid of substance. For example, in the case of the pandemic, which is the most important issue in the world, the summit has only presented a vague goal in a declaration. For example, the declaration stated a goal of vaccinating 70% of the population by 2022. But the declaration says nothing about how to ensure that these goals are achieved. Think of the past 2 years of devastating tearing and bickering in the West over the epidemic. It is hard to believe that these vague promises will be implemented on time. While at the summit, judging by the news reports, there are also wide fissures between the countries concerned based on their own interests. For example, recently, the fishing conflict between Britain and France was escalating. The nuclear submarine dispute between the US, Australia and France has not been completely resolved. In addition, Britain and Australia formed the AUKUS alliance, and Australia and the United States formed a small circle. These contradictions are undoubtedly also to the Western countries on the surface of the unity through a crack. Although the declaration from the G20 Summit in Rome sounded good, but its actual effectiveness is not satisfactory. The reasons for this result, apart from the contradictions and differences among the group countries, the most fundamental reason is that Western countries led by the United States do not want to undertake international obligations at all. Now it seems that many of the world's crises may not be resolved without the direct participation of China and Russia in the G20.